Hello, my name is Chris and welcome to my makeup tutorial. Now, I am not necessarily one you would call a professional makeup artist, but I have been doing makeup for a little bit now and I watch a lot of Jeffree Star and James Charles, so I'm clearly an expert. Now today I'm just going to show you how to do a glam look. To be honest, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for the eyeshadow, but you know what, we're just going to roll with it. I will go with you step by step on how I personally do things, but of course if you have a specific way of doing things, you do it your way. Because with makeup there is no rules. Now without further ado, let's get started. Now first I'm going to moisturize my face with the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. Now this is actually my personal moisturizer and I just love it. So I'm just gonna put that all over my face. Okay, make sure that is set in place and also make sure you get under the chin and the neck because you know what, it's very good to just moisturize, you know? Don't want that dry, scaly skin. Next I'm going to prime my face with Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer. This is just something that I personally like to use. If you're not a person who likes to use primer, you could just moisturize your face and that will be good. But I just like to do both, so let's just put this on my face. Alright, with our face moisturized and primed, we are now going to apply our foundation. Now, if you have longer hair like I do, I would suggest that you would put your hair back, but since I don't really have a hair tie, I'm just gonna have to use this little bow. I'm gonna have to use this bow. This is not mine, but you know what? I think it's a look. Today I am using the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. Can you see that? Should I do the Beauty Guru thing where I cover half my? I'm not sure if it's focusing. Is it focusing? Anyway, so we're gonna put this on my face, and I'm going to use a damp Morphe Beauty Blender, and let's just cover all the mistakes on my face. Hello, there she is. All right. Also, I would recommend having a mirror. Alright, foundation is on. Now with the e.l.f. foundation, it is very more light coverage, light to medium coverage. So I definitely went in and did a couple more layers in certain areas and make sure I really got everything covered. If you don't like full coverage looks, I would definitely say that the e.l.f. foundation is definitely kind of like coverage, light to medium, so it would work for you. Although if you like full coverage, this one is not it, necessarily. Alright, but let's just move on to concealer. Today I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light to Medium. Oh, and for my foundation, I am the shade Sand. Very sandy. What you want to do with the concealer is to really put it in the high points of your face. Like the cheeks, forehead, nose, and the chin. Chin's kind of pretty much optional, but I do it there. You can also put it in other different places if you have any blemishes, so you can just really cover those up. Like I have a couple, I have a couple on my forehead there, so I gotta cover those up. Now before this dries, I'm going to take a smaller beauty blender and to just really get into the parts of my face and just blend the concealer in. Blend, blend, blend away. Alright, now that we have concealer and foundation on our face, we're going to set all that in place with setting powder. Now I'm going to use the Makeup Forever setting powder, this little sample package, because it's the only one that I have. And I'm also going to be using this big fluffy brush. It just doesn't have a specific thing, but you know, just get a big fluffy brush or a beauty blender and just really get that powder and just set this product. Get in there to make sure everything stays in place.
Sometimes gotta tap it out a little bit.
Now for contouring, I'm going to use this e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm going to be using the darkest shade right here. I'm also get another fluffy brush. Now this is the Morphe M527 brush. Hello. I'm going to take the darkest shade right here, tap a little bit off because we don't want too much, and then we just go to town. Now what I like to do is just kind of do like a figure 3 motion on the sides of my face. Now what you should do is of course start with the jawline and kind of just go up to this part of my face, to the temples, and then kind of just go back down and then kind of get some of that jawline area. Because I don't really do contouring of the forehead too much because, to be honest, I don't have that much. I actually have a relatively small-ish forehead, so I only really kind of just go into the temples and just the sides of my face. Now we're going to go in with a little bit of blush. Now I didn't really wear blush before, but I usually just get a little bit on, just for a little bit of color, you know? So I am actually going in with a Tarte blush in the shade Festy. So what you're going to need to do is get like a more angular brush, just like this one, because it'll really hug the shape of your cheeks when you apply it. It is the Morphe E7 brush. Get some of that product off. Also, make sure that is on. When you apply, I feel like you want to smile so you get the shape of your cheeks and really kind of just put it right along that shape. Yeah, something like that, but usually a little bit less clownish, but you know, we're just gonna have to work with it. I didn't really mean to put this much on, but you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. Okay, I normally do not put this much on, but I actually feel like I look like a clown right now. So,
This is great. I'm such a guru.
Right, next we're gonna move on to highlighter. Highlighter is actually really good because if a look doesn't look that great, highlighter can usually save the day with a really nice glow effect, you know? So I'm actually going to be using the Fenty Beauty highlighter palette. I mean, look at that. That is... hello. And for this, I'm just gonna go in with the middle color shade right here. Now what I'm going to do is take this brush right here. This is a Morphe M501 brush and use that to highlight. I'm just going to pack it on. See, that's coated. And we're just going to go to town. And hello. We have a little glow right there. Yes. Now I'm going to do this to the other side of my face, my nose, and maybe my cupid's bow and my chin. Alright. Face products all done. We have contour, blush, and highlight. Hello. But there's actually one more we gotta do, which I just remembered there's one more thing I have to do, which is brows. I always forget one thing when I do this. So for brows, I'm going to be using another e.l.f. brow kit. Well, not necessarily a brow kit, it's just 2 brow gels. And of course, I am going to be using the more darker gel right here. Alright, now that we have the brow, we also need a brush. Now we are going to use a Morphe M158 brush, which has an angular brush on one end to apply the product. And why did I forget what this is called? Well, you know what? You know what this is, hopefully, so you gotta find one of these. Clean ones, not dirty ones. So you're gonna take spoolie, that's what it is. You're gonna take the spoolie and you're just gonna move the brow hairs up to form a nice shape, nice and cute. You're gonna take the angular side of the brush and just put it into the gel and then start applying. Oop, other way. I get to that point at the end, though I do have a lot of hairs, so it won't necessarily matter in my case, but you know what? It's fine. Work with what you have. Alright, I say that is one brow pretty much done. I'm just gonna really kind of fill in the other part of it really quick. Alright, now you're gonna go in with the other eyebrow and do the same thing. Pull the hairs up and give it that shape. You can do the same thing you did before with the other brow. Alright, and that is almost it for the brows. I don't normally fill in that much because my eyebrows are already full. I just do a little bit just to give them that shape. Now what we're gonna do next is sculpt the brows. What I basically mean by sculpt the brows is basically get rid of a lot of that maybe extra little bit on the bottom just to really give it that nice structure to it. So what I'm going to do is take a bit of concealer and another Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M410 brush. Basically get concealer on it and just go down the line of the eyebrow and really give it the shape. Oh my god. And to really give it the shape that I want. My concealer on here. Just get that product. Yes, 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 honey. Then really, and then start from the end just to really give it the structure. I'm gonna look in the mirror up closely so I don't mess up. When you have the shape of the brow that you want, you also want to drag it down to the eye. So when you do the eyeshadow, you have a nice clean base for it. Alright, now do the same thing with the other brow, and then it's on to eyeshadow. Now for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the iconic, the legendary, record-breaking James Charles X Morphe palette. Look how big this thing is. Unleash your inner artist. I'm gonna do that today. I don't think I'm gonna do a crazy eye look, but I think I'm gonna do something different that I haven't done. I usually go for like full eyeshadow looks. However, there are some things that people do and it's not full eyeshadow. They just have a little bit of eyeshadow in the crease, maybe a bold color in the corner, and a nice bold wing. And I think that's what I'm going to do for this look. Now for the crease, for the crease / outer corner, I'm going to go in with this light brown shade right here, and then maybe after that I'm going to go in with a bit more darker one and just kind of deepen out things. Pigmented Sister. Oh, and I'm using the M433 brush. I'm going with a different brush, and I'm actually going to use the M441 brush and use that darker brown shade that I mentioned before and just kind of deepen things out. Alright, I think that's all we're going to do for this part. Now for the inner corner, I want to go in for a really bold color. Like something that's kind of like boom! So I'll go to the more colorful colors, as you can see here, and hopefully I'll be able to pick one to put in my inner corner of the eye. You know what, I think I'm gonna go with this light blue shade right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with a light blue. Now I'm gonna take another Morphe M441 brush, English, and really go in with the color and tap it into the inner corner of my eye. Oh, that is a pigment.
What the heck was that laugh?
I actually really like it. It's really interesting and different. Hello. Now I'm actually going to go back in with another smaller brush. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M431 brush and go in with one of the brown shades and kind of just go in on my under eye right here. I'll just follow the end of right here, wait for the eyeshadow, and just follow along the lower eye until you get to the end. Now I'm going in with another similar brush and go in with the darker brown shade and go back into the outer corner on the lower end of the eye. And I think for the last step, just to really give the inner corner a little bit more pop, not that it has enough of it already, but I feel like it looks a little bit plain right now. But I'm going to go in with back in with the Fenty Beauty highlighter palette and I'm gonna put in this shade right here, this very white blue duochrome shade, and put that into the inner corner. Ooh, yep, there we go. There's that color. Now next I'm gonna go in with liner. Now I'm going to be going in with the Sex Killer Tarte eyeliner. Now what you want to do is when you apply the liner, you can either really just put in a line at the end for your eye, at the end of your eye, which is usually what most people do, and just kind of start painting over your lid and go to the other end. Or you can just start at this end and go in and out, but you know, whichever you want to do, you know. whatever you want to do, you can do it. Boom! Eyeliner on. Of course, next thing you want to do is the mascara. Now what I'm going to do is use the Lashtopia Bare Minerals mascara. When you apply mascara, what you really want to do is to just really make sure you get to the root and kind of just pull up. It really helps to make sure that all the products get on the lash. Now go back to my mirror and apply the mascara. Okay, had a little technical error with a little bit of mascara on my eye, but I fixed it, had to reapply some blue and other stuff. We're good. Now, and I got the liner on, I'm going to go back and do this side because we can't have one eye looking this good, so I'll be right back. Alright, that is both eyes done. Now, while in the process of making sure these eyes are finished, I did mess up a little bit, but they're done, which is the important part. This liner is pretty good, this one's okay, but you know what, we're working with it. Now for the last thing is lips. Now the reason why I didn't do it while I was still doing the rest of my face is because I wasn't sure what the eye look was gonna be. And you know, depending on the eye look, you also want to make sure the lip looks relatively either matching or not as crazy as the eye look, you know? For lips, I'm going to be using a more reddish color. I mean, it's not really red, it's kind of like a really, I mean, it's kind of like a dark nude, right? I don't know. This is Lip Paint by Tarte and it is in the shade name Delish. So we are just going to apply this to the lips. Alright, lip is on, messed up a little bit, try to cover it with a concealer. I'm just making a lot of mistakes today, but you know what, we're still going strong. Now the last step for the lips is that I'm going to apply a little bit of a gloss. Now I've actually never worn gloss before, so I'm actually really excited. I'm going to be using the Marvelous Moxie Bare Minerals gloss in the shade Best Friend. Love that. Alright, let's apply her. And she's applied and it smells like birthday cake. I love that. Now of course lip gloss is optional, but you know what, I just wanted to try it and see how it was. Now for the final step is to set everything in place. I'm going to be using Morphe Prep and Set Setting Spray. We are set. Alright, and this is the completed look. Montage. Alright, that is the end of this tutorial. I hope it was very helpful with learning on how to do makeup basically and kind of really figuring out that, you know, I'm not the most qualified, but I work with what I can do. But I actually really like this. This is a look. This is a look. A look. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.